Hi, this is Lucy, and today I'm going to show you how to build this floating pylon camp. It has no stairs up to it, it has a bridge. For this build you will need catwalks, a flamer trap, and if you want to do these bridges, obviously you will need the bridges. If this is something that you are interested in, please stay tuned. Hi, this is Lucy, and yes, I'm back. If you haven't noticed, I have had a short break of a few weeks because I had a serious health scare and one of my cats nearly died as well. Completely unrelated. And it's been quite stressful. Although I have pet insurance, I have a co-pay, and I now have a second cat that is seriously ill. Also completely unrelated. So I don't ask you this very often, but if you don't subscribe, please subscribe to my channel. I am on a very low income. I live on disability benefits and a small NHS pension, which I got because I took ill health retirement. So I had a 68-year-old stalker once who thought because I was retired, he thought I was 68. I'm not 68. Hopefully I'll get to 68 one day, but who knows. So anyway, yeah, money is very tight and I don't want to have to sell my house to pay my vet bills and go live in a trailer, but it is a possibility at the moment. So please subscribe. If you can afford it, please consider Patreon or becoming a YouTube channel member. It would really help me out right now. So anyway, that aside, this is my favourite pylon. I have a favourite pylon in the game. I will show you where we are on the map. We are down on the edge of the Cranberry Bog, just in the Savage Divide, near Camp Venture. West Tech is over here. And if you're new to the game, Vault 76 is over here. Now, I will say, and I'm going to start putting this on all my videos, this is an advanced build. You need advanced equipment, you need to know a lot of different techniques, and if you don't, it might be very difficult as a starting builder. So, I've always liked this pylon, and I did do a pylon build early in the game. I've never done a video of one. Earlier in the game, it was much easier to put roofs or floors in these pylons because the collisions weren't as bad. About a year into the game, they changed the collisions of objects, so the collisions were much harder. You could put pillars into rocks and floors into rocks, and things aren't as easy now. I have no idea why they did that. So I have not done a pylon build since then, but traditionally pylon builds are done by putting a foundation down and then putting ladders up. I did not want ladders up. I will quickly go into... No, I won't, because I'm out of the build area. I will quickly go into build mode to show you that this is... There are no ladders down here. This whole thing is floating. It's basically a floating camp. I mean, you could do it somewhere else. You do not have to do it in a pylon. And we have this bridge, and we have stairs up and stairs from here. So this is sort of the entrance. You come down here, there is a guard post with reinforced doors, and you have these sections here so that you can put your gun through and shoot things. There is a turret on the roof, and part of the reason for that is if you're familiar with it, there's a little area up there some people build. It's got a turret in it. I keep getting super mutants up there who come and shoot my camp, which is very annoying. Stairs down here. We have a bell to sort of ring the alarm. Although there's only one bed here, so only one person lives here. But maybe two very, very close people that can fit in a small bed. This is the house. We have all our workbenches out here. I've put lots of different coloured lights and things. It looks quite nice at night as well. It's all lit up. This new stash box came from doing the Costa dailies down at Big Ben Tunnel East. So go check those out. You get a plan or an outfit plan for every day. There are 7 days. Plus, if you have done the Brotherhood of Steel quest line, you can also do a quest with... I've forgotten his name. Anyway. An additional quest. Right. This area up here. There's sort of a deck out here. We have bees. We have a grill. We have rabbits. This tent came from one of the new events. It wasn't safe and sound. I think it was the other one in the Cranberry Bog. The one with the Ooga. So I think that was the first plan I got from the new events. We do have an outside toilet. I have put a light in it. It's a composting toilet, which kind of made sense here. This is the kitchen. I put this mesh up so that the house doesn't get smoky. I have used this concessions board, I can't remember what they call it. I've used that as a kitchen blind. It works best on this window, I found. I mean, it might work on other windows. It's not so good on the brick set, but it works well on that one. Dining area. This area is for just basically a chill zone, I guess. I've run out of budget. I would have liked to have done more with that. I just ran out of budget. This is the sitting room. I did wallpaper in here. I always think that this wallpaper looks like someone's put brown wrapping paper on their walls and then kind of done a potato stamp to make the design. It's homemade wallpaper. I didn't put a wall up for the bedroom. You could if you want. Originally I put the bed in there and then put a wall here, and it kind of looked like a long corridor. I have put this door here, curtain here, because it means you can close your curtains, which I thought was kind of cute. So I just hung these curtains up as a divider. This is the bathroom with the outdoor shower. So overall I'm fairly happy with it. I would have liked maybe a little bit more space, but I was limited on where I could get roofs, and obviously I wanted space for all of this and I didn't want it sort of too cramped. If you're wondering why there is a mat and a gate over here, the mat is obviously for safety, so you don't slip. I have put a crane in. I've put an elevator. Ooh, where am I? There we go. I've put an elevator here to bring stuff up to your camp. So I did a crane here. This thing will not go any further forward. It will sit in an inappropriate place, but not where I wanted it. I did want to put some clocks on the side to make them look like gears and pulleys, but couldn't. So, I mean, you might try a different object. It's up to you. This is connected. It's all wired up to the generator so that these generate electricity, and there is a light on the bottom. It's flashing light. I did create a quick cradle for it down here, which is just, yeah, straightforward. So now I will show you how to build it. I will give you the proviso of this. Everything is manually placed, all of the walls. I'm going to show you the techniques I used. It took me 2 weeks to build this. It took me numerous attempts like this. I've actually, yeah. It took me numerous attempts to get some of these pieces in, like this tent. Getting the walls straight so the roofs lined up. I am not going to spend hours on the video. I'm going to show you roughly what I did. If it's not perfect, well then it's not perfect, because I don't want to spend 2 weeks recording a video. So with that in mind, and the fact that it's an advanced build, please do not message me to say I've just started playing Fallout 76, I really like this, I've tried to do this but I don't have that, or I don't have this, and it is an advanced build. So with all that in mind, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to put the floors up here. It all has to do with foundation placement. And it is really just a matter of trial and error. I mean, I don't know if this helps, seeing where this is in relation to the bottom of the pylon. But you are going to build up walls. This is pretty much as close as you'll get, because obviously this gets wider here. So this wall is just, well, it's actually intersecting a little with this, and you want it slightly higher than this bar. And then just fill in what you can with roofs. Corners will go green, but you cannot place them. So this is your basic sort of template, this large cross, I guess. Looks like a Maltese cross, I think. You may have noticed that there was actually one roof on the end of the bridge here, and the reason for that was A, you need a gap for the stairs, and B, because the bridges wouldn't go all the way to the end because of the intersecting business. So I wanted to make it look like it was sort of more attached. So we'll leave that for now. Now, blueprints. This blueprint is to free place a wall. Place a wall down on a foundation, add a catwalk and a small floor object, blueprint it, and you have a wall that you can place anywhere. So the building was, I think I actually put one on top of there to start, and then the rest of these were placed using this free place. If it helps, change the roofs to a different colour so that you can work out where you want to put your walls. So I think my building was something like this. So just go around and add your walls. Can be a bit of a pain, it can be tricky. But we don't want it to necessarily to look perfect because it's something that somebody who doesn't know a lot about building has thrown together. The reason that I haven't put walls here is because obviously because of some of these struts you can't place walls, if you're wondering. I didn't use a wall on this one, I used that wire fence, so I'm going to leave that one blank. It's up to you what you want to do. Not sure about that one, but you get the idea. To do the half walls, I have another blueprint exactly the same. Place a half wall on a foundation, add a half catwalk or a quarter catwalk and a small floor object, and you can create this blueprint which will free place a half wall anywhere. And you will find with these that you can just snap another half wall on the top, like so. You can put windows in, whatever you want. Be aware that if you mess this up, these will not come off. You'll have to flame trap them to destroy them to get them off. Remove all your catwalks and your ducks or whatever you're using. Now going to add a few roofs, whichever you want. I mean, you can just put one roof on and then swap them out. Be aware that because the walls aren't straight, you might have some issues with where your roofs go. Try and just get the most coverage. Obviously, I have done this very quickly just to show you. It did take me a couple of weeks to build this, although obviously I was kind of trying to figure out what I was doing. Yeah, so the walls aren't very straight here. Yours will be much better because you will spend hours like Lucy did doing it. For the roof over here, I put one of these peaked roofs on. I just wanted to do something a bit different. Really doesn't like this roof today. There we go, it's gone on. So obviously, swap up your walls for whatever you want. I put one of these fences in here for the kitchen. Like so. The next blueprint we need to know, which is probably the one you're all desperate to know, is the floating bridge blueprint. This is the floating bridge blueprint. As you can see, it is just two of these hanging bits with a mat. And you can take the mat off and your bridges still float. I will quickly show you, it's really easy. Obviously you do need the bridges. I can't help you if you don't have them. You can use catwalks, I guess. You want to take the bridge foundation and add two of the floating pieces like so. Add a floor object. In this instance I was using a mat. It's up to you, whatever you want to use. I did put it a little bit away from the floating part, and then just blueprint that. It's cloud gaming. I'm still playing on Xbox. I do not play on PC. I say this every time. Somebody will comment. And there you have your blueprint. Just to show you it works. This is the one I just made. Still works. To make the bridge, we are going to put this one up in, or change the position of this one. We can do, and then take these ones off. I've just coloured this foundation roof to kind of line up this bridge. Like so, and you can just snap more of these on like so. Now I did actually do this. Because it will snap. They will actually snap over the roofs, which is interesting. So if you want the roofs on there as well, you can. Obviously, I made use of this technique for the elevator as well. To get the elevator kind of bottom part here, the kind of cradle for it. Just looking at my budget to see if I have enough budget to do this. Just go along here. You will probably find that you will need to use one or two of these to get the foundation level down. Actually, so now you have this position here. Build up 3. Place a roof. Now we actually want the roof on the other side here, but the walls are facing the wrong way, and I suppose I could you could put a catwalk, just flip that wall, it's up to you. Then just take your bridge blueprint, and place it. Now I originally had a problem with that, and it's doing that again. I don't know, I demonstrated this to someone yesterday and it worked perfectly, so do not know. Whether it's the roof, I do not know. We'll try it again. I think the problem here is that there we go. Maybe it's that roof type, I don't know. It may have been that this was... You're quite limited with space here. As soon as it hits this, it tends to bug out, because obviously it won't go through this structure. So if it's too far onto the roof, that may affect it. I thought that breaking the dependency on the roof would work, but just experiment. You will manage to get it to work. Hopefully. It's just a bit temperamental. Obviously I put a fence on my bridge and it's going to be tricky. There we go. It's just to stop things falling off the other side. I think I got it a bit closer. I didn't put a gate. You could put a gate on this if you wanted. Don't know if you get one to fit because it's so close to the... but it's up to you. Obviously I put a gate here. Just kind of go around and get fences in where you can. Mix and match, whatever you fancy. I did use some of these new ones that we got from, I think these come from Safe and Sound. I said earlier that I think the tarpaulin sort of tent thing came from Safe and Sound, but I think actually that it came from the other event, the Uga one, and I, for life of me, can't remember what it's called at the moment. The one in the Cranberry Bog. So go around and do your fencing however you like. For these areas around by the bathroom and the outdoor garden, I use these fences. You might be lucky and be able to get this one to snap in. If not, then place a half. And sometimes it will go and sometimes it won't. It's just a matter of trial and error, really. Same on the other side. It's going to be difficult today, obviously, because I'm recording. Goes without saying. Yeah. Oh, no, that one went in. There we go. So, yeah, it's just a matter of fiddling with it. Next, I'm going to add the walkway. These were a bit tricky to get in. As you can see, but basically I put one of these in the corner and another one over here, and then filled the gap in with the floating bridges. Sometimes depends which angle you're looking at stuff, how close you can get it to various edges. It's not going to go. Let me get back. No, right. Add the bridge blueprint. It is a pain trying to get these straight and not intersecting with the actual tower. Then just snap on a few extras. This is a blueprint of some catwalks, just attach them to a foundation. I've got 2 quarters and a floor object, and you should be able to, it's just to join this up to the roof. Add another quarter on the end so that you have a walkway. Get rid of your duck. Tripping hazard. You don't want to fall off here. Next, to get the generator section up, place a couple of walls like this. Add 3 flat roofs. Now you will notice that these do not want to come off. Start from the bottom. Obviously the top one won't come off unless you lift the roof. You will need to replace this doorway. If you want to add the tent, you might have a bit of a problem with the right, I think this roof is causing a problem. I'm going to temporarily replace it with a flat one. I mean, you could have a completely flat roof. I just wanted something that just to break up the completely flat roof. This can be an absolute pain to get on. If you'd done these the other way, might give you a bit more space. Let's try this one. You can't do the tent first because you won't be able to get the walls on to get the roof on, so it is just a matter of it will go on. Interesting. If you can't get it on, try and take some of these off if you can. It's being a pain. Just to give yourself a little bit more space. It is going green. There we go. I have a floating leg. I did spend an inordinate amount of time placing this so that I was happy with it. So spend about 6 hours trying to line this up so that the legs aren't floating. So anyway, have fun with that. I give up. Place your generator up here. I actually had to do I didn't have this generator on this character. I had to go power up Poseidon, but because I had all the other generators, it took pity on me and let me have that one. For the crane for here, I used conduits. I couldn't put the conduits directly on the pylon, so I actually put a box up here. It can be a bit of a pain to get this on. And then I think I had to start with a short conduit because the long conduit wouldn't go on. Placed a conduit here. Then added couple of longer ones. You could just add one big long one, actually, thinking about it. Let's try that. These can be a pain to get on, especially in camera mode. I found some things much more difficult in camera mode. Then get one of these conduits, and you want a down, singular down, which is this one. Add that. Come on, go on. Now, I added a Nika Shine barrel to the top. You could use a small stash box, whatever you want really. There is one very small one, this one. Now, you would think that this would go in the middle of this conduit. It will not go in the middle. For some reason it has to be offset slightly, which I found really annoying. You'd think that the safest spot for it would be the centre. I find this a lot with small tables and lamps. You can have it hanging off half the edge, but you can't have it in the middle, which is a bit frustrating. So you might find a better object. I did originally intend to put a couple of clocks on here to make it look like gears, but they wouldn't fit on this. You could try a bigger one. Don't know if it would actually go on here. I think we'll take that as a no. Whoops. Too close. Maybe this one? Ooh. It's still not on the end. To finish off the crane, just put another layer of these. Again, you might need to start with a small one. I am doing it quick and dirty because you don't want to watch Lucy struggle to place something for 2 weeks, which is pretty much what happened in real life. So this is kind of a passion project. I did consider not actually doing a video, which, you know, we all have regrets. You could put another barrel at the end if you want on top of that one. So you have something that looks like it's supported. I did connect this up by placing... Oh, I've still got them here. I put them on earlier. Just place some vertical conduits on the edges and wire them up to this. And if you want to run power to this, take this one, connect it to the end, place a conduit over here, maybe here. Well, however many you want. If you want to reduce your wire, connect that to that. I like tidy wires if I have wires, so like so. And now hopefully all of these will be radiating power. The easiest way to test it is just to put, whoops, would help if I got the, yep, there we go. Yay, it worked. It also helps power your camp. I mean, I think I had a couple of little generators hidden around, but a lot of it was actually powered from this generator. I put some conduits running down. Well, there we go. Actually, there's one there. Running down here, and then connected them to the building. So for this bit, we're going to place a couple of foundations. Now, the reason this is tricky is because we're trying to line up two different things. Now, and herein lies the problem. Right. Now, the next problem you're going to have is whether or not you can get the second ladder on. Now, it looks like it's in the right place. I've got vertibots again! Right. Be aware, if you attach this ladder and it's too far away from the bridge, I mean, you can use... excuse me. You can use mats to close the gap, but if you add this, you will not be able to take it off without building a structure downwards. I mean, I don't even know at this point if it's going to go on, but it looks like it's in the right place, so I'm going to try and do this. Right. It says it's floating, which is interesting, not intersecting. But what I might try and do is oh, for goodness sake. No, right. See if I can get another roof. If you planned ahead, which obviously I didn't do. Put a roof there, take that roof off. See if we can get the stairs on. Right. Now we've got to try and get another roof in there, which might be a problem. No, that will go on. So there we go. That's a quick trick for that one. That didn't happen the first time I did this. It just worked. The other thing that we're going to have a problem with is that we need to get a staircase up here. And I used a floating staircase blueprint. If you haven't seen this, place a ladder down, place a staircase on a foundation, obviously. Add a small floor object and then a catwalk. Now I used a quarter because it's the smallest. The vertibots have actually gone over, which is good. Earlier on I was filming and my turret went crazy, attacked them, and they tried to trash me in my camp. Right. This Now, because we're going to have a wall here, we need a little bit of space, and I think I am a bit too far back. And herein lies the problem. Now, you can obviously... These don't tend to, for me anyway, go on the edges of foundations. You have to sort of get it off the foundation a little bit. We can hopefully just tilt it a little bit so that it's not intersecting with the rock. Yay! Take this catwalk off, try and get a corner one on. It worked! So yeah, this whole section is fraught with potential difficulty, especially this. If you mess this up, you will not be able to take these ladders off. You can take one floating ladder, but if they're connected, the only way to get them off is to turn your camp into some horrific Escher-esque thing. So to get these sort of metal gun port in, place a half wall. I always use the barn set. It works with the barn set. If you use something else and then post under my video, oh, it doesn't work anymore, I will just laugh at you. Because you've tried to do it with, you know, do what I say, do what I do. Different sets have different properties. Some sets will not double wall. I mean, I had someone recently tell me that double walling no longer works. I've had someone tell me that merging on a pressure plate doesn't work. They'd been away from the game for a year. They were standing on it. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but since the update with the build camera, the collision with your body is much bigger. So you can't place stuff in regular mode if you're too close. And I think that's why his pressure plate wasn't working. It still works. To be honest, most of the time, if you're looking at a video and something doesn't work, if I find things that are deprecated, I will put in the comments, or I will update the data on my video to say this doesn't work anymore. So if you find something and it's not working, 9 times out of 10, it's you. Place a gel cell door. I mean, you can do another wooden one. I can't even select the... There it is. No, I can't select. You can always just go to your camp widget and repair all. I think this is actually better lined up than the one in... Just change that to metal of whatever one you like. Let's get down here. Obviously, this building is fairly straightforward. I should need to show you how to do this? I shouldn't, but I'm just going to use this set. Obviously, whatever set you want. But, whoops, that's the wrong way around. Apparently I can't do it. Oh, apparently this won't go on. There we go. That won't go on the right way, so that makes it immediately look scrappy. I can never find those top wall arches, so I'm just going to put whichever top wall arches I like that I can find next. Oh, this one's actually the wrong way around because the thing's the wrong way around. You should be able to take that off. Oh, I don't know how many times I filmed this. It's gone perfectly till I do the really simple bit. Right. You are being a pain in the ass. I took this off when I built it. Put the thing on. I do not know why it's doing this. Can't even get a wall in on that one. Let's try the barn. Because as you know, Lucy builds everything with the barn set. No, it's still being a pain. There we go. See, gotta love the barn set. It works. It just works. Right. Put whatever roofs on you want. Quite like these ones. This is one of my favourite sets, but they do actually leak. Just be aware of that. If you want to stay dry in your camp, these are not the roofs for you. The fences just went on top of the roofs. I sort of used it as a place so you could get up on the roof and just, you know, not fall off. This one's already got that. We can still add these. So just finish off with fences however you want. So that is pretty much it. Obviously, if you're worried about falling to your death, put fences around the top of the roof. Put fences around wherever there are gaps. Or, you know, if you want to live dangerously, live dangerously. I hope that all made sense. There's some really complicated stuff in here. I can't do it perfectly because it took me 2 weeks to get it perfect. It took me hours to line stuff up, take stuff down, try it again. It is unfortunately the nature of this type of build. So you may not be able to replicate this camp exactly. I can't replicate the camp exactly. But hopefully it will give you some ideas going forward about how to do these sort of unstructured, manually placed camps and walls and things. So anyway, I hope you like it. I'm going to go have a lie down now. That's all from me today. Thank you for watching.